What if I told you that while you're stuck in traffic for 3 hours driving between cities, someone in Japan is already sipping tea at their destination, having traveled twice the distance in half the time? Picture yourself gliding at over 200 miles per hour through pristine landscapes, working on your laptop with reliable Wi-Fi, enjoying freshly prepared meals, all while someone else handles the driving. This is UNT science fiction, or a luxury reserved for the wealthy at ass. The daily commute for billions of people across Asia and Europe. Yet here, in America, the land that once pioneered railroad technology and connected a continent through steel rails, we're oddly absent from this revolution. While China has laid down an astounding 19,000 miles of high-speed track in just 15 years, and Japan has bullet trains have carried over 9 billion passengers with a perfect safety record since the 1960s, Americans are left wondering, what happened to us? When America ruled the rails, there was a time when America didn't just participate in the railway revolution, we invented Italiano. Before the 1950s, our passenger train network was the envy of the world, connecting every major city and countless small towns across this vast nation. Elegant dining cars served gourmet meals as travelers watched America's beauty unfold through panoramic windows. Streetcars crisscrossed our cities, creating vibrant, walkable neighborhoods where cars were optional, not mandatory. This wasn't just transportation, it was the backbone of American life. Families planned vacations around train schedules. Businesses thrived near stations, and communities developed organically around transit hubs. Then came what historians now call one of the most successful corporate conspiracies in American history. A powerful alliance of General Motors, Firestone Tires, and Standard Oil systematically bought up streetcar companies in over 40 cities, only to dismantle them and replace electric trolleys with diesel buses they manufactured. This wasn't coincidence, it was calculated transformation. The highway takeover. The death blow came in 1956 when President Eisenhower signed legislation that would reshape America forever. The Federal Aid Highway Act unleashed $25 billion, equivalent to over $200 billion, to carve 41,000 miles of interstate highways across the nation. The federal government generously covered 90% of construction costs, making it nearly irresistible for states to prioritize asphalt over steel rails. Government propaganda framed highways as symbols of freedom and progress, with catchy slogans promising a whole new way of life. Within a single generation, we morphed from a balanced transportation system into the most car-dependent society on Earth. Today, America maintains roughly 850 cars per 1,000 people, more than triply China's rate and significantly higher than any European nation. We didn't just choose cars over trains, we systematically eliminated the choice itself, the consequences of our choice. Fast forward to today, and the results of that historic decision are impossible to ignore. Amtrak, our national passenger rail service, limps along with chronic underfunding and crumbling infrastructure that would embarrass developing nations. Only one route, a Acela corridor connecting Washington, New York, and Boston Ivan, pretends to be high speed. While it technically can reach 150 miles per hour, it only hits that speed on a mere 34 miles of its 457-mile journey. The average speed between New York and Boston hovers around 65 miles per hour, less than half what passengers routinely experience in Europe or Asia, where trains cruise comfortably above 180 miles per hour. An Amtrak official admitted the painful truth: we reoperating on alignments designed in the early 1900s, never intended for modern speeds. Throughout most of America, passenger trains awkwardly share tracks with lumbering freight trains, creating delays that make reliability a fantasy rather than expectation. The environmental wake-up call. Here's a sobering reality. Transportation accounts for nearly 30% of America's greenhouse gas emissions, and our car-centric system is the primary culprit. Modern electrified high-speed trains produce dramatically lower carbon emissions per passenger mile compared to cars or planes, especially when powered by renewable energy, now standard across much of Europe and Asia. This isn't theoretical environmentalism. Studies demonstrate that high-speed rail in busy corridors could eliminate millions of tons of carbon emissions annually. The math is compelling. Replacing just 25% of short-haul flights with train connections would/airport congestion while delivering superior passenger experiences for journeys under 500 miles. When Spain launched high-speed service between Madrid and Barcelona, air travel on that route practically evaporated as travelers overwhelmingly chose the comfort and convenience of rail. Americans seem ready for this change. Surveys reveal 63% would choose high-speed rail if available, with even stronger enthusiasm among younger generations, prioritizing sustainability. Projects fighting against the odds despite decades of neglect. Hope flickers across several ambitious projects challenging the status quo. California voter-approved high-speed rail initiative aims to connect San Francisco and Los Angeles with trains exceeding 200 miles per hour, potentially transforming travel in our most populous state. Construction has begun in the Central Valley, though the project faces relentless political attacks and budget battles that seem designed to kill it slowly. Texas Central is pursuing something remarkable, a privately funded bullet train between Houston and Dallas using proven Japanese technology, promising to convert a tedious 4-hour drive into a comfortable 90-minute journey without taxpayer subsidies. Florida's Brightline has already launched higher-speed service connecting Miami and Orlando, proving Americans will enthusiastically embrace trains when given genuine alternatives. Yet these pioneers face brutal obstacles. Construction costs ranging from $20 to $80 million per mile, endless litigation, environmental reviews spanning years, and coordinated opposition from entrenched interests profiting from the car-dependent status quo. The choice before us, America, stands at a crossroads, and the decision we make in this decade will reverberate for generations. Optimists see encouraging signs growing: climate awareness, younger Americans less attached to car ownership, successful new rail services proving demand exists, and mounting frustration with congested highways and airports bursting at capacity. Each completed rail segment demonstrates what's possible when vision overcomes inertia. Skeptics counter with sobering reality's enormous costs, fierce political opposition, deeply ingrained car culture, and the brutal truth that comprehensive networks might take decades to materialize, even under ideal conditions. One transportation expert warns, this could be decades before Americans enjoy what Europeans and Asians take for granted. Yet maintaining the status quo carries its own escalating costs in lost productivity, environmental destruction, and diminished quality of life as our transportation networks suffocate under their own success. Join us at Orphiq as we explore the fascinating systems shaping our world. If this deep dive into America's transportation choices sparked your curiosity, hit that subscribe button for more explorations of the technologies and policies defining our future. Drop a like if you found value in today's journey, and share your perspective in the comments below. Would you choose high-speed rail over flying or driving if it existed near you? Which routes would transform your life? Perhaps you've experienced bullet trains. Bro, tell us how it compared to American travel. Your experiences and insights don't just feed the conversation. They help us understand what content matters most to you. Let's build a community that thinks critically about the world we're creating together.